What is your emergency?
Oh, my wife's not breathing! My wife, I just woke up, my wife's dead!
My wife has never spoken to me the way she spoke to me 2 weeks ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we dive deep into the murder case of Donna Jones.
And I feel that she thought that she could fix it, and if she just worked harder at the relationship, that it would work.
In December 2009, a man made a distressed 911 call after he woke up to find his wife that was not breathing. When first responders arrived on the scene, they were expecting a fairly typical case, but the horrors that lay behind that front door would be something they would never forget. You see, Donna Jones hadn't died in her sleep. She had been subjected to 12 days of sickening torture at the hands of the same man who claimed to love her. As the investigators began trying to unravel this twisted story, they soon discovered that the warning signs had been there for years. Donna Ellen Jones was born on Christmas Day, 1975, to parents Irina Marek and James William Jones in Ottawa, Canada. She was the younger sister to Jennifer and would become an older sister herself when her little brother Derek was born 17 months later. Some reports suggest that Donna didn't have the best relationship with her father growing up. He had firm views on a woman's place in the home, believing they should serve their husband. This may or may not have directly impacted Donna's later relationships. Despite having her own insecurities about her weight and lazy eye, Donna made friends easily and was loved by many. After finishing high school, Donna graduated from Carleton University and got a job with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. Just as she had at school, Donna quickly made friends at her workplace and became a valued member of the team. You didn't need to be around Donna for long to see that she was a kind-hearted, caring individual. She loved children and had a real passion for sports. Donna was particularly close with Jennifer, her bigger sister. Speaking of Donna, Jennifer said she always listened and made me believe in myself. To put it simply, Donna was a light in the lives of those around her. She always knew how to cheer someone up and brighten their day whenever she could. Her high school friend Natalie Waldorf said Donna had an energy that others naturally gravitated towards, adding that she was one of the most kind, generous, sensitive people Natalie had ever known. Donna was first introduced to Mark Hutt through a mutual friend in the summer of 2005 when she was 30 years old. Very soon after, Donna's friends, family, and coworkers began noticing a sharp shift in her overall behavior. She slowly contacted her friends less and less, and her previously stellar work performance began to slip. While Donna had many friends and was very clearly loved, deep down she felt that she would never find her true love. So when Mark entered her life and masqueraded as Donna's shining knight in armor, it's understandable how he was able to get her under his spell so quickly. Donna was also living through a particularly stressful time of her life when she met Mark. She had recently purchased her first house and moved out on her own. And while Donna was good with money, she worried that she wouldn't be able to live comfortably and afford her mortgage. Over the next few months, the relationship progressed. Donna's friends and family began noticing the telltale signs of domestic abuse. Mark was constantly calling Donna when she wasn't with him, and she had random bruises popping up over her body. Mark also relied on Donna financially. Aside from the time he worked as a roofer, he lived off of Donna's salary, and he wasn't shy about spending her money on any frivolous item he desired. He bought a truck, an alternating vehicle, and even a snowmobile. Donna did her best to keep the bad parts of their relationship from her friends and family, as she truly believed Mark loved her. He knew how to use her caring nature for his benefit, often blaming his difficult childhood for explaining away his behavior. This really was a quintessential domestic abuse case. Mark knew how to manipulate Donna by making her feel loved, writing notes saying things like, "You are my angel," right after he did something nasty to her. Over the next 2 years, Donna remained in this relationship before she announced she was going to marry Mark in September 2007. This news deeply concerned Donna's friends, who staged an intervention in a desperate attempt to have her leave him and not go through with the wedding. They begged Donna not to marry Mark, but she did, and her friends did not attend the ceremony. While it is entirely understandable that they couldn't bring themselves to attend, them not participating in the wedding likely further played into Mark's hands, with him being able to further isolate Donna from any support. Even when Donna was at work, Mark still needed to have complete control over her. She would spend her lunch break waiting for his call, and when a meeting crossed the 1-hour mark, Donna would get up and leave, knowing that Mark would be furious at her for not being able to contact him during that time. Jennifer could only watch as her relationship with Donna deteriorated. While she was able to speak to her on the phone, Jennifer hardly ever saw Donna, and she was never invited over to her house. As the years passed, it became harder and harder for Donna to hide what was going on behind closed doors. Initially, she blamed the bruises on her body and marks on her wrist as rough sexual interactions between her and Mark. Melanie Heal, one of Donna's friends, even said to her, "Relationships like this can escalate. They don't usually have happy endings. People die." Since Donna spent so much of her time at work, it was her colleagues who had a front row seat to the increasing violence from Mark. He could be heard barking at her on the other end of the line, constantly needing to know who she was with and what she was doing. When Donna wouldn't come home soon enough, Mark would threaten her. "If you're not here, I'll kill you, your family, and myself." Donna's response really showed how desensitized she had become. "Mark, I will be home." By mid-2009, Donna's turtlenecks and heavy makeup did little to hide the reality of what was happening at her home. One day, she arrived with an obvious limp that remained for the coming months. Donna also now had horrific burn marks around her arms and legs. She blamed them on cooking accidents. It had gotten to the stage that Donna's colleagues feared that when she went home on a Friday, they would never see her again. Tragically, this fear came true, and in a way more horrific way than anyone could have ever imagined. In late November 2009, Donna called in sick from work, saying she had the flu. Donna's boss, knowing the history of her relationship, called the police to report the suspected abuse. The call was not followed up on by the authorities, but Donna's colleagues planned to have their own intervention when she came back into work. This day never came. At 9:15 a.m. on December 6, 2009, Mark Hutt dialed 911 and reported that his wife was not breathing. He believed she was dead. While the operator gave him instructions to carry out, emergency services was dispatched. An Ottawa police officer, Detective Tara Anderson, was one of the first on the scene, and right away something struck her as odd before she had even entered the home. One of the home's windows was wide open, which was highly unusual for someone to do while in the midst of freezing Canadian winter. As soon as the Detective Anderson stepped inside, she realized why the window was open. The home smelled like death.
There was no easy way to say it, but that she died. Donna died under suspicious circumstances. The first thing that I said to them is that he did it, he actually killed her.
Donna Jones was found in the basement lying on a makeshift couch cushion mattress. She was covered in 3rd and 4th degree burns on her stomach, arms, and sides. Her face was so swollen that the responding paramedic, Logan Martin, was unable to check her pupils for a response to light. Donna had 2 black eyes, and as Detective Anderson explained, it looked like she had been dragged behind a car on a gravel road. When Logan tried to lift Donna's dirty shirt to assess her injuries, he found it was stuck to her wounds. When Detective Anderson asked Mark what had happened to Donna, he said she fell into a fire at a friend's home when she was drunk 11 days earlier. He then said she refused to seek medical help when they got home, adding that he had been treating himself by giving her Tylenol for the pain and letting her use his asthma inhaler when she found it difficult to breathe. While he explained this to the detective, Mark was hysterical. He also claimed that Donna had been alive just 3 hours earlier and was excitedly chatting away about their plans for Christmas. That was physically impossible. When Donna arrived at the hospital, she was pronounced dead. A subsequent autopsy revealed that she had died roughly 12 hours before Mark had called 911. She had gone to septic shock from a raging infection that stemmed from her untreated burn wounds. Donna went into multiple organ failure, and this had been no campfire accident. Due to the burn patterns, the coroner believed that Donna had been crouched down as boiling water was poured into her. Mark Hutt was taken in for questioning right away, and by now his story had changed. Mark was no longer saying Donna had fallen into a fire. Instead, he claimed to have accidentally poured boiling pasta over her while she was unknowingly crouched behind him.
Instead of leaving the room, she was behind me. She was crouched down and she was getting Tupperware out of the thing to bring for work. And I don't know why, I don't know what I did, but the next thing I knew, I hit that thing, man, I wanted to just, you know what I mean? I was so frustrated, I just wanted to you know, get my frustrations out. And when I hit that pot, she was behind me, and it just drenched her. And after that, I looked at her and I said, "Sweetheart, we need to go to a hospital." And she said, "I don't want to go."
Mark told the detectives that he wanted to take her to the hospital, but she refused, worried he would get in trouble. Over the following 11 days, as Donna got increasingly sicker, she managed to speak to her parents and tell them she was going on a short work trip. "Don't worry about me," Donna told her mother Irina. "I've got Mark here and he's going to take care of me." She also called her boss and told him she was sick with the flu and wanted to stay home until she was better. All the while, Donna was dying. When the coroner came back with the report, Mark Hutt was arrested for murdering Donna Jones. The case went to trial in mid-2013 and lasted for over a month. During that time, many expert witnesses were brought in to testify on all aspects of the case, from the emotional abuse to the physical signs of what Donna had endured. The jury heard the full coroner's report, learning of old untreated fractures, a previously broken nose, broken ribs, recent head trauma, and even multiple wounds from the pellet gun bullets. 2 of the 29 identified pellet gun bullet wounds were even inflicted after Donna had been burned, showing the utter depravity of Mark Hutt's mind. Prosecution called on the medical director of the Hospital for the Sick Children's Burn Unit, Joel Fish, to speak as their burn expert. He told the jury that he was 100% certain that Donna would have survived had she been given the appropriate medical treatment. Joel added that due to the extent of Donna's burns, she would have been in agonizing pain in those last days of her life. When it came time for the defense to bring any witness for Mark's case, they could present no one. All his defense lawyer, Lauren Goldstein, could really say was that Donna's old fractures, bruises, and cuts had not caused her death. Mark Hutt initially pleaded not guilty to murder, before saying he would plead guilty to the charge of criminal negligence resulting in death. The prosecution rejected his offer and maintained Mark should be charged for first-degree murder. When the time came for the jury to deliberate, it took them less than a day to reach a conclusion. On June 7, 2013, Mark Hutt was found guilty on first-degree murder of Donna Jones and was given a life sentence. He will not be eligible for parole for 25 years, and even when the time comes for his life sentence to be reviewed, the severity and heinous nature of his crime will likely see that Mark never sets a foot outside the prison walls again. The death of Donna Jones serves as a stark reminder of the dangers and warning signs of domestic abuse in relationships. Donna's friends and family tried their very best to get her away from him, but as Deborah Sinclair, who acted as one of the prosecution's expert witnesses, explained, Donna was likely trauma-bonded to Mark after the years of repetitive and unpredictable violence she suffered at his hands. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you thought about this video down in the comment section below. If you like this true crime story, why not watch this story next?